Hawker culture in Singapore is an integral part of the Singapore way of life. It reflects the multicultural identity of the society and strengthens social cohesion through community dining and interactions. Singapore is home to over 5.5 million people spread across 720 square kilometers. On this multicultural island nation comprising Chinese, Malay, Indian and people of other ethnicities, hawker culture is very much associated with its hawker centres, which serve as important social spaces for community interaction throughout the day, every day. Enabled by hawkers who hold specialized culinary practices transmitted over generations, hawker culture has a history dating back to the 19th century when early migrants sold their food on the streets. Beginning in the 1960s, hawker centres were built to enable hawkers to work and provide freshly cooked food in a clean and hygienic environment. Since then, hawker culture has continuously evolved, with hawkers inventing creative ways to meet the demands of an ever-changing nation. Today, hawker centres serve as the community dining rooms of Singapore, promoting cultural diversity while bringing people of all ages, ethnicities, gender and religion together under one roof.
Hawker culture is about people, it's about place, and it's about food. It's about a community space that allows people to come together. The hawker centres, through embodying the people, the foods, the cultures, the places of Singapore, is Singapore. A typical hawker centre would be made up of a variety of stalls that typically line the sides of a hawker centre. And in the middle would be an open space with open seats. The wonderful thing is that open common space allows for interaction, allows for that communication and that relationship to be built between the hawkers and their customers.
Hawker centres are social spaces where people of various backgrounds dine and mingle over the wide variety of affordable hawker dishes.
Whether it's breakfast, lunch or dinner, hawker centers always have tasty, affordable and freshly made food ready all throughout the day.
வீட்டோட நம்ம தொடர்பு படுத்தலாம். ஏன்னா இங்கேயும் பலதரப்பட்ட உணவுலாம் கிடைக்கும். உங்க நண்பர்கள், குடும்பத்தினரோட உட்கார்ந்து பேசி சாப்பிட்டு வர்றதுக்கு நல்ல இடம்.
Today, there are over 100 hawker centres spread across the island, from the city and recreational districts to the public housing estates where 80% of the population lives.
Pusat penjaja ni bukan sahaja sebagai tempat untuk makan, tapi ianya berfungsi sebagai tempat di mana kita boleh berjumpa teman-teman dari pelbagai lapisan masyarakat.
我嚟這邊習韓語，細細個就嚟知道食買物件咯，知道物件個片個好食。
Coming to this hawker centre is quite special for my family and I because my wife and I grew up around this area and every weekend I'll bring my son here for breakfast and we enjoy the food that I enjoyed when I was growing up.
Hawker centres also serve as important social spaces that foster community bonding between hawkers and customers while encouraging interest groups to take part in music, traditional arts and other leisurely activities together.
I've been a hawker for the past 23 years. The atmosphere I would describe is more like a community. Okay, my customers are like my close friends, or I even can say some like extended family. Because from young they come to buy food from us. Then there are some even shift out from this neighborhood. They come back with their families, with their children. They bring their kids to eat the appam and thosai. As a hawker, I don't just sell only the food. I share the culture and the heritage to my fellow Singaporeans.
Hawkers, who are bearers and practitioners of hawker culture, prepare a variety of hawker food at hawker centres. Hawker foods such as mee rebus and laksa reflect the multicultural makeup of Singapore. Well regarded for their craft, hawkers spend years honing their culinary techniques to perfect their signature dishes.
我们煮菜最重要就是鑊氣，
我可以就是用高温快炒的手法，把那个食物的精华全部提出来。
我可以这个东西不是说学就学，一定要多年的经验累积了，才会控制好这个wok hei。
The knowledge and skills of culinary practices associated with Hawker culture are transmitted from one generation to another through apprentices learning on the job or within families.
So the reason why I wanted to continue this family business is because I wanted to carry on and pursue the family's legacy. We've been around since the 1960s. I'm the third generation now. The food that we serve are traditionally Malay food. Our family is always looking into new ways to excite our customers without losing the touch of our traditional roots.
The transmission of Hawker culture is supported by various initiatives such as incubation programs that encourage aspiring hawkers to join the Hawker practice. Training institutions also provide formal training courses that impart skills to the community and the younger generation.
The purpose of this course is to help aspiring hawkers to learn about the trade. This course is beneficial to aspiring hawkers because they actually get to come together, have discussions, and also to understand and get ideas from each other through our activities.
Hawker culture is also sustained by the efforts of community organizations, individuals, and NGOs, such as the Federation of Merchants Associations Singapore.
全国餐饮总会主要的目的是以小贩以及小贩商联会合作，来为小贩争取他们的利益，同时让小贩文化能够传承下去。主要是能够团结所有的小贩们，大家能够齐聚在一起，来让小贩文化能够继续传承下去。
As a chairman over here, for me is to get in touch with them and to try to solve the many problems between the stallholders as well as the association gets to meet up with the town council or the NEA. We work as a team to just surround all the problems and then try to do the best resolution for it.
There are also collaborations between the public, hawkers, NGOs and private sectors to raise awareness of hawker culture through events. Likewise, schools play an active role in encouraging students to learn about hawker culture through curriculum programs and school projects.
The most enjoyable thing about doing this project is interviewing the hawker because I learned about the history of this store and their Hainan snacks. And that really makes me appreciate more on hawker culture.
Hawker culture is an important part of everyday life in Singapore. It brings together people of different ages, backgrounds and ethnicities through the common spaces of hawker centres and the shared practices surrounding hawker food. Hawker culture, transmitted through the generations, has thrived on the creativity of hawkers and adapts to the changing times and needs of communities. From NGOs to community groups and educational institutions, Singaporeans from all walks of life are actively involved in the safeguarding of hawker culture. Vibrant, multicultural and brimming with life, hawker culture is a reflection of Singapore's living heritage.
I support the nomination because hawker culture is important to Singapore's history and our identity, and I would love to see it stay for future generations. Yeah, good. Okay, good.
I support the nomination because hawker centres are community spaces where everybody can enjoy delicious and affordable food with their friends and family.
Saya sokong nominasi ini kerana ia mencerminkan Singapura di mana semua dari berbagai latar belakang dapat berkumpul bersama.
I support the nomination because I want our hawker culture to be around when I grow up.
I support this nomination of hawker culture because hawker culture represents Singapore. It represents Singapore's society, culture, history, and a sense of identity, and it's deeply about who we stand for as Singaporeans.